One of the things I love about the Arroyo Channel is the warm, fuzzy feeling you can get when working together with others to bring a show from concept to completion. But there is one show in particular that is dedicated to the warm fuzzies, or feathered, and in some cases scaly. If you haven't figured out what I'm talking about, I'll explain after the volunteer crew runs this intro. We have all types of programs here on the Arroyo Channel, and today I will be interviewing the executive producer and host of Animals and Friends, produced by the Pasadena Humane Society. Let's welcome President and CEO of the Pasadena Humane Society, Julie Banks.
Hello, how are you? As you can see, my little dog here is like trying to get into the shot.
Yeah.
He's being red. This is Bobby.
Bobby. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
I'm going to call you Licky.
Licky, yes, she loves to lick, but she is actually one of the Pasadena Humane Society therapy dogs that we have, and we have a whole team of them that go into the community and let people know how wonderful dogs are and make people smile.
And Bobby is very affectionate.
Yeah, so she decided to come today to greet all of you and to show everybody really what a shelter animal is all about. She's perfect, and so are the other animals at the shelter that we have today.
All right. Well, let's tell us a little bit about yourself. So how did you come to Pasadena, to the Pasadena Humane Society?
Well, I'm so excited to say that I have just hit my 1-year anniversary here in Pasadena. I started August 1st last year. So literally have immersed myself in the community and have grown so much to love everything that Pasadena has to offer. The people have been welcoming. The community has been terrific. You can't beat the weather from where I came from before here. And most importantly, the Pasadena Humane Society is really such a spectacular organization that I'm so proud to be part of. I've been in animal welfare for 30 years, and I've worked in 5 different cities, most recently coming straight from Oklahoma City, where the weather wasn't as good as it was
can
here.
Be pretty aggressive.
That's
sometimes.
right. But I'm a New Yorker by heart, and you can tell that by my accent and by the way I move my hands. But being in Southern California is really a dream come true, and I'm so excited to lead such an established organization, and most importantly, an organization that does such great things in the community, and I'm so proud of it.
And the Pasadena Humane Society, like you said, it's an established organization. It's been in the community for a long time, serves a lot of communities in a lot of different ways. And what is, I want to use a generic term like animal shelter, but there's so much more to it than that. So
sure.
What is the Humane Society?
So we're a full service animal welfare organization, and we serve really the greater Los Angeles areas. We have 11 animal control contracts, and that actually spans from Glendale to Bradbury and everything in between. And then we also offer adoption services, animal rescue services, a whole ton of educational outreach to help people be responsible pet owners. We have dog training, we have a free behavior helpline, and we have a whole slew of wellness services, from low-cost spay-neuter to low-cost vaccines to outreach opportunities and things for children and adults alike. So we really are looking at the reasons that animals are coming into animal shelters and trying to find opportunities to prevent them from coming in and to staying in people's homes. But if they have to come in the door, we're going to care for them really well and ultimately find them new families that will love them forever.
Okay, and one of the things that you've started with the Humane Society, they've actually done it for a while, but you've started here with the Arroyo Channel, is Animals and Friends, which is a show that you're the executive producer of, and you have a team that you work with. Tell me a little bit about your team and how that came about.
Well, Animals and Friends is a show about animals in the community and the people who love them. That's the tagline that we say, because it's really about celebrating the human-animal relationship. It's also highlighting different animals that we have available for adoption in the hopes that we can showcase their beauty and wonder, and people out there will see them and learn about coming or consider coming and adopting them, and to learn more about services and opportunities that are available for them to get involved. It's really been a lot of fun to do this show. While yes, I'm the host and I'm the executive producer, I have an amazing team of staff and volunteers who are putting this together. You know, when the idea came to do this show, I thought, we don't know how to do a show. Like, what do we know about a show? We're an animal shelter. And I tasked my PR and marketing department, can you put this show together? And immediately they jumped to action, and they've done such a great job of deciding who the guests are going to be and writing the scripts, and then gathering a whole bunch of volunteers that have then worked with you so that you can train them on how to use the camera equipment. And
we actually have some footage from your show, so let's take a look at that. We'll take a look at some of the video so the audience gets an idea and they can share some of those warm fuzzies. Let's take a look.
that'd be great. Talk about preventative care. So if you are a responsible pet guardian, or you just get a new pet, or you need some help, what is it that you need to know when it comes to medical issues with your pet?
So parasite control is very important. We have fleas here, we have intestinal parasites here, we've got some heartworm and some other external parasites like ticks. So that portion is very important. Nutrition is very important, and educating the clients on those components to get their pet healthy and maintain a good quality of life is really what we're about.
Now we're here in our wellness clinic where we perform our spay and neuter surgeries, vaccinations, microchips, and other wellness services. One of the most important reasons to spay or neuter your pet is to reduce the chance of some cancers and also to reduce fear-based roaming and aggression. As you may know, pet overpopulation is a major problem here in this country. Here at the Pasadena Humane Society and SPCA, we are fighting this problem by offering low or no cost spay and neuter services. What you may not know is that pets can go into heat as young as 4 months of age. Dogs can have heat cycles twice per year, and cats can have heat cycles 2 or 3 times per year, which can amount to a lot of babies. So we do offer low-cost services here. In addition to our 11 service cities, we offer free spay and neuter services for pit bulls and chihuahuas. A lot of people might think that spaying and neutering your pet will change their personality, but that's simply not true. You might actually see a reduction in your male dog's aggression behaviors, which would be a positive side effect of the surgery. The surgery can be safely done as young as 2 months of age here at the Pasadena Humane Society and SPCA. And we do it that early because we believe that we want to reduce the chance of them getting pregnant as early as 4 months of age, because that is when the first heat cycle can begin. Ready to get your pet spayed or neutered? We're here to help you. Please visit us at pasadenahumane.org/SNP.
Now, as a Kid for Animals, you are an ambassador for animals and for kids out there. What would you tell your friends about what you do and why they should do something similar as well?
Well, I would just tell them that they should do it too, because it helps to give back to the community and just makes me feel good, so it might make them feel better too.
So have you loved animals your whole life?
Yes.
So I have a baby sparrow here. This is what we would call a nestling. So he still spends a lot of his time in the nest and is still depending a lot on mom to feed him. And we can tell this by the pins that are on his wings here. So he doesn't have fully developed feathers yet. And then that he's doing this army crawl. He's not really hopping around like you would normally see maybe a more developed baby bird like a fledgling. And so when these little guys come in here, I try to mimic mom as best I can. And so when we go to feed him, what I do is tap his little beak so he goes to gape just like that, and then put formula directly into his crop. And sometimes they get a little overly excited like this. And continue doing that for a full feeding just like mom would do. And this is best so we don't stress them out more than we need to, because it already is a scary situation being in the hands and captivity of humans. So we definitely don't recommend that you try this at home if you do find a baby bird, just because if you don't have the proper tools or training, it can be actually really dangerous for the bird. So if you do find a baby bird, you can definitely call the Pasadena Humane Society or look on our website at the flowchart to see if he actually needs to be rescued. And if so, you can definitely bring him to the Pasadena Humane Society.
Okay, so I'm here with Julie Banks, the president and CEO of the Pasadena Humane Society. You just saw a clip of the show that it's a lot of educational material. I haven't actually seen those clips before. Very interesting selection.
Yes.
But that does highlight some of the broad range of things that the Humane Society does. How is it that you're able to use our facility, the assistance of our staff, to help communicate those messages? How's that experience been for you and your team? Have you gotten feedback from that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we couldn't do a show like this without the complete support of Pasadena Media. You know, you're teaching us how to use the equipment. You're teaching us what a good show looks like. You're giving us the studios so that we have a place to actually do the show in the first place. You're connecting us with some volunteers who might be interested in animals that also want to help us on the show, and really just being our guidance and mentors as we try to develop a show that is not only interesting, educational, but fun. When we started, it was probably a little less professional, and every month that we do a show, we're getting better and better and better at it, and there's something really exciting. I think by the end of the year, we're going to have some great episodes and some fun things, and we're even attracting people from the outside, like TV anchors who want to be on our show. So it's kind of fun. Yeah.
They're going to steal some of your shine.
That's okay. That's okay. If it gets people to watch the show, I'm thrilled.
Okay. With the how far do you send the show out? Are you just targeting Pasadena, the Arroyo Channel specifically, Pasadena Altadena, but do you go beyond that?
Right. So we actually do one show a month, and we send that show out to the public access stations of all 11 of our service areas. Okay. And we have a commitment from most of them to show it. So it is actually far-reaching in the entire San Gabriel Valley. As I said before, from Glendale to Bradbury, the residents of those communities are watching our show. We're getting calls from people who have seen the show, and most importantly, they want to know more about the services that are available to them, and this show has been a great conduit to the ears of the community, and maybe even reaching people that we wouldn't have reached before.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Before we do that, tell me about you personally. Do you think that it's too hard to do something like this? You've seen the work that your team puts in, but how has the experience been for you standing and watching?
Well, I have to say that I'm so proud of the team. It is a lot of work, but I think it's well worth the energy and the effort. They spend a lot of time really trying to make sure that the shows are going to be as entertaining as possible and that we have a good, diverse guests and animals to show. So it does take time, but we've managed to really get volunteers to support us, and that has taken away some of the challenges of timing. We're even working with a young man who's with a group called Actors for Autism, and he's helping us by editing the show and does a great job of that. So it's really just the positive outweigh any time problems at all.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about the Humane Society, some of the services you provide, and maybe some ways other people can get involved, both with you and hopefully with the Arroyo Channel, because we take volunteers too.
Awesome.
So when we get back after the break, you guys can hear more about that. Don't go away.
Sign up for Head Start, a free educational program for 3- and 4-year-olds located in Pasadena and throughout the San Gabriel Valley, serving low-income working and non-working families and those in training. Our Head Start features a program preparing for kindergarten success, well-trained and caring teachers, healthy meals and snacks, resources for parents, and additional support for children who are homeless, in foster care, or have a disability. Prepare your child for school success by giving them a head start. Learn more at optionsforlearning.org.
Watch What's Up Pasadena to hear local voices and learn about what makes our community unique. The Crown City has a lot to offer, and What's Up Pasadena is the show to tell you all about it. Tune in this month to the Arroyo Channel to catch the new show. Thanks for watching the Arroyo Channel, a public service of Pasadena Media. Pasadena Media provides a conduit for an exchange of ideas, freedom of speech, and truly local programming, unmitigated by commercial interests. support community television by donating to Pasadena Media, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Please visit pasadenamedia.org for more information.
We are still here with Julie Banks, President and CEO of the Pasadena Humane Society, and I want to learn a little bit more about the Pasadena Humane Society, specifically the services that you offer. You mentioned that you have 11 cities in your service area that basically go from Glendale to Bradbury, so pretty much crosses the entire span of the foothills, and I'm assuming southward from there. What are some of the services that you offer? We saw in the video clip spay and neutering and
Well, we run a full animal shelter. We do animal control services for those cities. We also have a wellness clinic where people can get vaccines and other opportunities for their animals to stay well. We have kids programs for kids to get involved and make a difference in their community. We have kids camp and kids presentations, a program called Kids for Animals, lots of kids stuff. We do a lot of outreach. We have a mobile adoption unit. We have dog training classes. We have so much to offer. And you can actually visit the website at pasadenahumane.org to see a slew of all the services that we have available.
And I'm guessing it takes a lot to keep all of that running. Animals have a soft spot in a lot of people's hearts, so is it difficult to get support? The facility is beautiful, so I'm guessing somebody's got to be enamored with it.
Well, we're pretty proud of our facility, but you're right. It runs with the power and the machine of staff and volunteers. And we're always looking for more volunteers to help us by doing everything from walking dogs to helping us with this show. We also accept direct donations, which is kind of important because it is about $10 million to run our operation every year. So we need the support of individuals to come out and help us there. And then even just come out and adopt or be a responsible pet owner and make sure your animals don't come in the first place makes a big difference. So whatever it is that you can do, we have a slogan. It's, volunteer, adopt, donate. Whatever it is that you can do there. And then we were talking before, we have a really big fun event coming up called the Wiggle Waggle Walk. And it is actually a walkathon with people and their dogs. We have over 2,000 people who come out and probably another 2,000 that come out without their dogs to walk, to make a difference and raise funds for the Pasadena Humane Society.
That's got to be something to see.
It is awesome. It is going to be held on September 24th. It's going to be at Brookside Park, walking around the Rose Bowl. So we just encourage everybody to come out, learn more, come out as an individual. Maybe you can get a team of people, fundraise around that, and really just kind of enjoy the day. There's going to be demonstrations, there's going to be booths, there's going to be pet owner lookalike contests, and lots of fun to see different kind of animals. If you do sign up, you will get a bib, you'll get a walk t-shirt, and you'll get one of these blue bandanas. That's why Bobby's wearing it today.
Hi, Bobby.
For your pet to wear on that day. So just be part of a movement of people who want to come out and celebrate dogs, be around dogs, and raise money for the Pasadena Humane Society. And you can learn about that on our website as well.
Okay, now we've already touched on this, but I just want to touch on it one more time about the importance of having a facility like what we have here at Pasadena Media and the Arroyo Channel to help get the message out. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, messaging, you have to be creative with messaging, and whatever way that you can reach people is important. And what better way than to reach them right through your television set? We would not have the opportunity to get into the homes of people in the community with our messages if it wasn't for our partnership with you. So we're so thankful for that. It means so much to us. It means, more importantly, it's so much to the animals that we have. On our show, we do show adoptable animals that are at the shelter right then and there looking for people to adopt them. We've already had people who've seen them and have come in and adopted because of that. And basically, your show is helping us save lives.
And just last time, it's the website for Humane Society. People want to find out more?
It's pasadenahumane.org, and that's where you can learn about the Wiggle Waggle Walk, volunteering, donating, adopting, whatever.
All right, excellent. There's still more to come when one of our newest volunteers joins me after the break, so don't go away.
Watch What's Up Pasadena to hear local voices and learn about what makes our community unique. The Crown City has a lot to offer, and What's Up Pasadena is the show to tell you all about it. Tune in this month to the Arroyo Channel to catch the new show.
Hi there, I'm Amaris, and I would like to introduce you to Remainders Creative Reuse. We're a nonprofit centered around creating art with recycled materials. We have classes for everything from sewing to sculpture, and once a month we host a huge recycled material sale. Remainders is for everyone, from toddlers to grandmas. My mom, Robin, is the founder, and we work together with many generous volunteers to provide a space of creativity, sustainability, and togetherness here in Pasadena. We invite you to join us and get creative. Visit us online at remainderspass.org.
Thank you for watching the Arroyo Channel, a public service of Pasadena Media. Pasadena Media is supported by the City of Pasadena and your generous donations. Thank you. So we just talked to Julie Banks of the Humane Society, who produces the show here. She talked about volunteers and how they're necessary in order to produce your show. We have with us now a volunteer. We're going to talk about her experience as a volunteer, and also she's now transitioned into being a producer. So first, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chevelle.
Peggy, I didn't say her name. It's Peggy. Okay. And I want to just tell me a little bit about your background and how it is you came to Pasadena Media. What brought you here?
It was interesting. I met George and Aaron at a networking meeting, and I am an event planner and producer. I'm also a wedding planner, and I'm also a coach. And I had always wanted to do a show, but I couldn't figure out how I was going to do that because it just seemed so big. And they came in and they did this great presentation, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to talk with you. And I came down here and I pitched an idea, and they said, we've never heard of that. And I said, then we're good. You know, this is what we're supposed to do. And basically, they made a little girl's dream come true.
Okay. And it started with that introduction. From there, you went and took some training classes, listened to some people babble on and on about it.
I took every class that I could get my hands on.
Okay.
As an event planner, you would think this is transferable skills, that I do TV live, and in many cases I do, but it's not the same. I mean, there's a lot of things that do cross over, but I took camera classes, I took directing classes, there is an actual producer class. There's a whole week where it's class after class after class, and what you get is just this amazing overview, but you also get the nitty gritty of what it takes to do this. And then you get hands-on training. And that was what I needed. I mean, I'm a hands-on learner, and you know, everyone was so helpful. And the people here, what I really loved is they do this because they love it. They absolutely love it. And you know that. They do it because they have to, not because they, you know, it's just a part of their being.
Well, that's good to hear. That's more of those warm fuzzies. It transfers across the entire line.
Absolutely.
During the classes, was there, you volunteered on other people's shows, you went through the training, and you started volunteering on other producers' programs.
Absolutely.
How was that? Were there any apprehensions or anything? You just
I'm the type, you know, I'll feed in. You know, if you're going to do it, do it. And immediately I volunteered on Melody Trice's show because I wanted to do a talk show, and where would I learn better than to do it with Melody? And I used the skills that I already have as a producer, as an event producer, because it was real easy for me to jump into being a stage manager and stage manager to set design, because I do that with props and flowers and such. And so what we did is we built this really great relationship where I could learn from her and yet support at the same time. But everything was very hands-on, and that was the piece that I really, really wanted, because I want to know. It didn't mean that I had to do everything, but I wanted to know how to do everything.
Yeah.
And you taught me here.
I've always figured that's one of the advantages. One of the things I always tell people is you can come here, you're not only going to learn how to do it, but you could go to USC and spend $600,000 and maybe work on something.
Maybe.
Just come here and work on something. And then transitioning to producer, because you came into the door with an idea for a show, and then through that process where you're learning the equipment, learning some of the rules and regulations about how you have to produce a show here, and then applying that and creating your own show. And you just finished your first recording?
We recorded our first two shows. It's a half hour. It's a TV talk show. It's called Late Night Bride. And as a wedding planner, I wanted to bring some new information about the wedding business, but also what I'm learning is that there are so many brides and couples and everything that are up late at night, from 8 at night until 2 in the morning, and instead of being in their engagements and being in their relationships, they're online. And my thinking is, can I get them offline quickly? Can I get them back into their engagement? So I took the concept of a late night talk show, because if they're up late anyway, and I could reach them, then maybe I could inspire them to get back in their relationship. And they loved it here.
Okay, and it can't all be easy. So what are some of the hurdles that you maybe expected and were able to get over, or some of the things you didn't see coming that might have interrupted the process?
I didn't know how scared I was going to be.
Really?
And I have to own that. You know, it's real easy for me to do a live event because I've done it for so long. The day that I had to shoot my show, I was really scared. But what I wasn't scared of was the team, because I knew that I was in good hands. I knew that Jared was here. I knew that you were here. I knew that Ian was here. I knew that Aaron was backing me, and I knew that George was in the studio watching to make sure that there was truly the Pasadena Media family had wrapped around us. And I've seen that at every single show that I've worked on, and that gave me the confidence. But were there butterflies? You betcha.
Are there any things that you weren't expecting that you might have had to put a little extra oomph into to make what was in your head actually appear on the screen?
You have to plan. Don't try and shoot this one from your hip. You know, this is not, I'll get to it. It really is sit down with your director. If you have decided who your director is, work with them, literally lay it out. It is screenplay writing at its best. You plot it by time frame, you know, minute by minute, and then actually do it.
Okay, and last question. How important is having a facility like this?
I don't know where I would be without this. Okay. You know, I always say it, this little girl got her dream come true. And I think there's a lot of people that have great ideas and have amazing voices, and this is the place to create your idea and also have your voice heard.
Excellent. Well, you heard it from her, and I think that's probably the best possible note to end this show on. And your show is getting ready to roll out, so look for that on the Arroyo Channel. That does end this particular edition of Arroyo Channel. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. If you're interested in learning more, you can find Pasadena Media through all of the usual social media platforms. For those of you who like to do more than like, follow, and subscribe, head over here and get involved. As you already heard, we offer training for anyone and everyone interested in learning about television production, whether you're interested in pushing the buttons or pushing your point of view. All it takes is an orientation and tour. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the Arroyo Channel.